What if I told you that two men could both quit pornography, and one of them transforms his entire life, and the other one just stops watching videos? Same starting point, completely different destination. That difference? It's the conversation we're having today. What's up, guys? Welcome back. So look, if you've been in these self-improvement spaces for any length of time, you've definitely heard both terms thrown around. NoFap, semen retention. People use them like they're the same thing. They're not. And understanding the difference, it genuinely changed my life. I remember sitting in my apartment. This was about 2.5 years ago. Burnt out, unfocused, scrolling through Reddit at 1 a.m. And I found this thread where guys were talking about 90-day streaks and feeling like a different person. I thought it was insane. Honestly, I laughed a little. Then I kept reading. For 3 hours. Something clicked. I quit the next day. And what I discovered over the next year plus of actually practicing this, not just reading about it, is that NoFap and semen retention are related, but they are not the same thing. One is the floor, the other is the ceiling. And if you're only standing on the floor, you're leaving so much on the table. So today, we're breaking it all down. What each practice actually is, the real differences, who should choose what, and how to know which path is right for you right now. Let's get into it.
So, first things first, NoFap. The name comes from a website, nofap.com, built around quitting pornography and compulsive masturbation. The core idea is simple. Stop using porn, stop the compulsive habit, reboot your brain. That's it. And listen, this alone is powerful. Do not underestimate it. Pornography is a dopamine superstimulus. Your brain was never designed to see 100 different women in an hour. When you're hitting that every single day, your dopamine receptors get blunted. Your motivation tanks. Your focus disappears. You feel foggy, low energy, kind of gray. After about 45 days clean, I noticed my voice got stronger in conversations. I stopped hesitating before I spoke. I made eye contact without thinking about it. That wasn't a coincidence. That was my nervous system coming back online. NoFap, at its core, is about stopping the addiction, breaking the behavioral loop, reclaiming baseline. And it works. Science backs it. Studies on dopamine receptor sensitivity, research into compulsive sexual behavior, the work being done around reward pathways, it all points to the same thing. Quitting porn recalibrates your brain. Full stop. But here's where guys hit a ceiling. Some men quit porn and still masturbate. Some quit both, but have no intentional direction. They get the reboot. They feel better. But they plateau because they stopped doing the negative thing without building towards something positive. That's where semen retention comes in. What is semen retention, and where does it come from? Semen retention is not a Reddit invention. This thing is ancient. We're talking thousands of years old. In Taoism, the Chinese philosophical tradition, sexual energy was called Jing. It was considered your foundational life force. The Taoists believed that ejaculation depleted this energy, and that retaining it allowed it to rise through the body, fueling creativity, intelligence, and spiritual vitality. They didn't say never. They had specific practices around when and how to use that energy. In the Indian tradition of Brahmacharya, practiced by figures like Gandhi, by wrestlers, by monks, the conservation of ojas, the vital essence, was central to achieving peak mental and physical performance. Gandhi spoke about this openly. It's in the yogic texts. And then in the West, Nikola Tesla practiced celibacy. Muhammad Ali reportedly abstained for 6 weeks before major fights. Napoleon Hill wrote about sexual transmutation in Think and Grow Rich in 1937. This isn't new. What is new is us in the modern world rediscovering it, because we need it more than any previous generation. So what is semen retention? Practically, it means you choose, consciously, intentionally, to retain your sexual energy, not as punishment, not from shame, as a deliberate act of direction. You stop the leak, and then you channel that energy somewhere, into your work, your art, your fitness, your relationships, your purpose. That redirection, that's the whole game.
The real differences, side by side. All right, let me make this crystal clear. 3 key differences. Difference number 1, scope. NoFap is about quitting a behavior, specifically porn and compulsive masturbation. Semen retention is a broader philosophy about how you relate to your sexual energy entirely. You can do NoFap without semen retention. You cannot truly practice semen retention without naturally embodying the spirit of NoFap. Difference number 2, intention. NoFap is reactive. You're stopping something harmful. Semen retention is proactive. You're building something. It's the difference between quitting junk food versus actually training your nutrition for peak performance. Both matter, but one takes you further. Difference number 3, what you do with the energy. This is the big one. With NoFap, the freed energy often just sits there. You feel better, but you're not necessarily directing it. With semen retention, the whole practice is about transmutation. You retain and then you convert that energy through exercise, cold showers, creative work, meditation, discipline, into something that builds your life.
Okay, real talk, because I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. This stuff is not easy. And if someone told you it was, they weren't being straight with you. In the first 2 to 4 weeks, you will likely hit what the community calls the flat line. You feel nothing. Libido drops, energy feels weird. You might question if any of this is working. It is. Your brain is recalibrating. Push through it. You'll also face something I call the superhero trap. Around day 7 to 14, you feel incredible. You feel like you can conquer everything. And that's when guys slip. Because they get overconfident, they stop guarding their eyes and their mind, and they relapse. I did this. Day 11, I thought I was untouchable. Day 13, I was back to 0. Humbling experience. Hard lesson. There's also a real conversation to have about long-term retention and blue balls. That physical discomfort is real, and the solution is redirecting the energy physically. Exercise hard. Cold showers. Breath work. Your body needs somewhere to put it. Give it a direction. And one more thing. Semen retention is not a cure-all. It amplifies who you already are. If you retain and do nothing with your life, you'll just be a restless, unfocused, high-energy guy going nowhere fast. The retention is the fuel. You still need to build the engine. So what do you actually do? Here's the framework I'd give my younger self. Step 1, start with a clean break. Decide today, no pornography. Not moderated, not just sometimes, gone. Install a blocker, tell a trusted friend, do whatever it takes. This is non-negotiable. Step 2, define your intention. Why are you doing this? Write it down. I want more energy for my business. I want deeper relationships. I want to finish writing my book. The why is what carries you through hard days. Believe me. Step 3, build the redirect system. Every time the urge hits, and it will, you need a go-to release valve that builds you. For me, it was drop and do 30 push-ups, blast a cold shower, open my journal. You need your version of this, ready to go before you need it. Step 4, stack it with purpose-driven habits. Morning workout, meditation, even 10 minutes, reading, cold exposure, breath work. Each of these habits helps channel the retained energy productively. They aren't optional extras. They're part of the practice. Step 5, track your streak, but don't worship it. The number matters as a feedback tool, but the real metric is, how is your life changing? Are you more focused, more present, more confident? That's the scorecard that counts.
Look, here's what I want you to take away from this. NoFap is where most men need to start. It's the necessary first step. If you're still deep in the porn habit, that's step one, and it's a serious, important step. No shame, just direction. But semen retention is where the real transformation lives, because it asks a bigger question. Not just what are you stopping, but what are you becoming? Every great man throughout history, whether they called it Brahmacharya, sexual transmutation, or just iron self-discipline, understood that how you use your sexual energy is one of the most powerful levers in your entire life. You are not a slave to your impulses. You are a man with a will. And when you learn to direct that energy, watch what happens to your work, your relationships, your sense of self. It's not magic. It's just what happens when you stop leaking your power. I've been on this road for over a year. I still have hard days, but I would never go back. Not for a second.
All right. If this video hit home for you, drop a comment right now. Tell me, are you doing NoFap, semen retention, or are you just starting out today? I read every single comment. If this gave you value, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this content reach more men who need it. Subscribe if you're new, because we go deep on self-mastery, discipline, and masculine development on this channel every week. And check the pinned comment. I've left a resource down there to help you get started or go deeper on this journey. See you in the next one. Stay strong.